Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is March 19th, 2023, and this is my weekly NASDAQ 100 review, where I'm looking at the NASDAQ 100 on a daily chart, weekly chart, monthly chart, and a quarterly chart. This is all for educational purposes only. No trade recommendations here. As we all know, trading is risky. Get educated. Check with your financial advisor, check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is actually suitable for you. Let's jump right over to the chart and see what's happening this past week and see where we're at. First of all, looking at the big picture, this market was dropping. Now it's going sideways. It's acting like it wants to go up, but it has some tops that it needs to actually break. I know it may look like a lot of mess here to you, but we're going to zoom in here and take a look at what's going on. The NASDAQ doesn't have any of the financial stuff in it, so it was a good week for the NASDAQ. So let's zoom in and see what has been happening. On the quarter, the NASDAQ is still below the 10. Let you verify that. It's still below the 10. I got the 10 and the 50 on here, but it is green, and that's what we want to see here. I got on the pivots for the starting out this quarter, and these are yearly pivots. Right now we're below the yearly pivot point. We came up to that, came above that, and dropped back down below that. One of my rules, I kind of giggle because one of my rules is below pivot, stay below pivot. Will that happen this year? This is one of the times where I like to see it break one of my rules, actually get above pivot and go higher, because I'm a bullish trader. My stochastic is kind of supporting that also. The stochastic is also getting ready to look like it's ready to turn around, but we have to kind of like wait and see. That's what I'm seeing right here on the quarterly chart. The monthly chart, as we can see, it was dropping. Look like the NASDAQ now is taking the lead and leading this market back to the upside. At first, I thought it was the Russell, and the Russell had a rough time, I guess, because all the financial parts that are probably in the Russell gave it a hard week the last couple of weeks. But the NASDAQ doesn't have that weight in it, and the NASDAQ is looking good. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. We can see on my funny-looking stochastic down here, it had already gave us an up pattern. So that was, again, what was kind of heading me in the whole bullish direction. But then we had the thing that happened in the Russell, but the NASDAQ is still looking good. The NASDAQ is above the 10. Just verify that again here for you guys again. Let's make sure that I'm looking at the 10 moving average here. The 10. It had last month, it had got pushed back down below it, but this month we're still early in the month. Like I said, it's only the 19th, but we are above it. One of the things we did start out this quarter, these are usually quarterly pivots. Let me just show you that. You can see up top, these are quarterly pivots. We did start this quarter out above, got above pivot, and I'm looking for it to stay above pivot. We went to a resistance level 2 on my pivots, and we hit it once and bounced down. We're going, look like we might break this level and hit it again and see if we can break it. I have my alert set up on my QQQs where I like to see what's happening here and see if we can actually break and go higher. It may not happen until next quarter, now that we actually start taking off to the upside in the NASDAQ. And next quarter, look like we should be above pivot again, so that kind of supports my whole thing with my pivots that I like seeing, and my stochastic right now is supporting it too. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the weekly chart and see what's happening there. The weekly chart, as we can see on the big picture, we were dropping. We kind of did a double bottom, we can see here, and now we kind of making a double top. Let me zoom in here where you can see what I'm seeing. This is my double top that I'm looking at, and that's why I have this number. You can see now clearly where my alert is at. My alert is based on this high right here. I would like to see us, this is kind of like the way the market moves. The market moves down, then up, pivot point, down, then up, pivot point, and you can see my lines that I have on here. So this is the high. This is the high of what I'm calling my last pivot down. Or it can be a pivot going to the upside. If it was going up, it would be doing a similar pattern to the upside. It would be going down, then up, making a higher high. This is the higher high that I would like to see it to really break, along with the market on the monthly being above the 10 and breaking this higher high right here. yes, I would say we're in a bull market. Now on the weekly picture also, we have a bullish pattern right here. This green candle is engulfing this red candle, so that's a bullish engulfing. I know one of my friends say how I'd be doing that. But yeah, that looks pretty good for the bulls right now on the NASDAQ. So let's just kind of wait and see. The stochastic did give us a chance here where it pulled back a little bit off that top. It's actually crossing back over and looking like it wants to go higher, but let's just kind of wait and see what happens. A lot of traders like to wait for that confirmation off of a pattern like what we're seeing right here, and before doing anything. Because the thing is, this bullish engulfing that we're actually seeing is at a top. It'd have been better if we saw this bullish engulfing down here near a bottom, and then having room to go up, having a safe spot to have our stop if we was putting a stop in place. You still have a safe spot to put a stop if you want to put a stop in place. I will put my stop somewhere down here below this pivot. That's a long place if you're getting into this thing late and didn't get in based off of a pivot, bouncing off of a pivot, though. And these pivots are monthly pivots on a weekly chart. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at the daily chart and see what's going on. Spent too much time there. On the daily chart, the market was going down, 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 down. We got our double bottom based on the bottom here. We had our tops and we're back in that top range. Let's zoom in here and take a quick look at this top range that we're in. I could move this up a little bit higher, but I have my alert. My alert is set up a little bit higher. It really should be right there. It's just above us. I don't put things exact. I just throw that around number here. The high of this candle right here, if you want to know the exact number, what the high of that candle is 313.68. Guys who like those exact numbers, me, a round number is good enough. Again, I'm not playing no 1368 option. My option is going to be $14 or higher, and it's going to be a round number. So that's why, again, don't get too tied up on the numbers and being so exact. But each of us is different. Do what makes you comfortable. But on the daily, as we can see, this was a pretty good week for the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ did what I call a pro gap here, and this was kind of like, okay, things are ready to go. Everything was going crazy. A lot of the news had came out the previous weeks. A few weeks ago, I had been seeing it on Twitter, what was going on in the financial world. But then we see this on the NASDAQ. Plus, also, this was on expiration Friday. Usually on expiration week, it is fairly bullish and all. You can double check the data on that. I'm pretty sure I can say that. I've been around trading long enough, and I've seen on expiration. This particular expiration Fridays, and the market is usually pretty. This is a quarterly ending expiration. They're usually pretty bullish, and it did play out like we would expect it to on the NASDAQ. The Russell was completely different, and that's what kind of threw things and all. Because I do have one trade still on the Russell that I ended up rolling. Now I'm waiting to see this week what's going to actually happen, or I got plenty of time, so I'll see what's happening. Data decay will help me on that trade. But that's it. Sorry, I'm getting into my trade, so it's time to end this. And I hope you guys see I hope this is helpful. Hope you guys see what's happening here in the market and on the two different indexes. And I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Talk to you next week. Bye.